Hi, my name's Philip, and I want to tell you that your starting class in Final Fantasy XIV is not that big of a deal or anything to worry about. But it might do a really good job in changing how you see Eorzea as a whole through your experience with your first class quest. Okay, I keep on saying I'm going to make this quick. I am going to make this quick. I got into Final Fantasy XIV on my 5th attempt. First attempt, did not have the specs. I had a GT 410 at the time, and Final Fantasy XIV uses the Cell Broadband engine, which fucking sucks. I love it. Ooh, that's dumb as shit. And then attempts 2 through 4 were on 14-day trials. Throughout my experience there, I learned that there were classes I did not want to play if I was going to play this game. And those were classes that used a fun little mechanic called TP. TP sucked. Rest in piss. So there were 3 classes I could play. And it's kind of hilarious that the best experience I got was through picking a class that didn't have these annoying mechanics attached to it. Now, the Aroma-Born quests are normally pretty brushed off, but also, to be quite honest, if it's not Dark Knight, just about every class quest is brushed off very quickly. But I think it's pretty unfair to what all of the Aroma-Born classes offer you. They're the first experience that you'll have with 14, and considering how heavily story-focused 14 is, if that first quest line that you play through from start to finish isn't a good one, you're already going to suffer from it going forward. And with how awkwardly weighed the quest lines are and the consequences of the actions, it's kind of jarring to look at all of them side by side. Marauder is a quest line about going and murdering a cow that killed the parents of a child. Pugilist is about going and beating up an old dude to help him get better to fight like he did back in his youth. Rogue, a personal favorite, is about racing against the Limsa Lominsan police force who want to get rid of you entirely by beating them by gaining treasure while also sabotaging a terrorist attack on Limsa Lominsa itself. It's kinda dope as fuck. But those weren't the classes that I started off with, and Rogue you can't start off with at all. The one I started off with, let me make sure I read this correctly here, because this would suck to kind of fuck up here. The first full storyline I played through in 14 was about helping an emotionally traumatized victim of human sex trafficking confront and put her past captor behind bars before she sets sail and becomes her own confident individual. The first full class playthrough I had was Arcanist. As an Arcanist, you accompany a member of the Arcanist Guild and also Limsa Lominsa Customs named Kylea and join her in inspecting ships that are sailing around Limsa Lominsa. During an investigation, you meet with the pirate Doismaga, who was supposedly banished and sent to exile. The relation between these two is as follows. Doismaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirates' merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Makote, destined for some black market auction block. Though Kylea was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful daze with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tome that she has carried her entire career. From Kylea herself, after we attempted to retrieve her grimoire but it was ruined by the sea, she responds with, "My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks, but now there is naught but silence. This is how it once used to be, and perhaps how it always will be from now on." Kylea is not okay. If the cutscene of her breaking down and falling unconscious on the ship wasn't an indication for that. And it's a situation that's made worse by the fact that the man who took her away when she was young and left her as her broken self is the same man to take it away from her again. Hey, so quick addition to the video right quick. One thing that I learned later on when I was just like procrastinating this video and thinking more so about the storyline is the fact that Kylea does not have a last name. And for every other character, especially for every other Makote, most names are pretty straightforward. Most names have a very standard naming convention that will let you know exactly who's who. So for this example, let me use Mishola rule. Female Seekers of the Sun have a convention that is the denotation of the tribe, their name, and then their parent's name. For Shola, it would be Shtola of the Y tribe, daughter of Rule. Same thing for Ymithra, Mithra of the Y tribe, daughter of Rule. Kylea not having a last name is kind of unfortunate and really telling of the fact that she doesn't know who she is. And it's a really fucking subtle bit of storytelling that I think goes a long fucking way to really like denote this and show you how little she has of her past life. Anyways, back to the video. Kylea gets a replacement tome from the true guildmaster and gets back on her feet, ready to go and capture Doismaka. After a series of quests, you and Kylea sneak into Doismaga's ship by disguising Kylea as an adult dancer. After cleaning out a handful of crewmates, Kylea confronts Doismaga and says, "With your defeat will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul." Doismaga is defeated, and while trying to escape, falls into the arms of the Yellow Jackets, who arrest him on sight. Having her job completed, Kylea runs into the opposing side of the ship and casts herself off into her own small boat. While sailing away, she gives thanks to you and tells you to thank the acting guildmaster for everything she's done for her. The last lines from Kylea as she sails away are, "The true test of my strategies now begins." Such a serious and heavy story is what got me into 14. It grounds the universe and gives you an understanding of the weight of actions and a genuine reflection of someone who was traumatized, recovering and becoming their own better person. And that's not to say that there isn't worth to be gained from the others. Maybe you're able to relate with the Marauder's questline by being an individual who was powerless as a child, but as an adult can rise to the occasion and become the adult or parent that you never had. This will come back later. I don't know when, but this will come back later. Maybe the rise of Ham and Holy Fist is a reflection in how you want to see yourself, and how, and the story of an old man rising up and not giving up on himself is something that resonates with you. Or if anyone ever talks about the quest in 14, stick with the script, stick with the script. Look, how the community loves to talk about like the good parts, the bad parts, oh, you're really gonna love when this happens, or X, Y, and Z, pisses me off to no end, but it's also just kind of the reality of dealing with any fandom that loves to fervently talk about a certain piece of media. It won't be able to shut the fuck up about it, and then certain plot points that might be huge and massive later on end up just becoming some sort of fucking meme that no one gives a shit about past it happening, and is looked back on as more of a joke, even though the actual reality of what happened is pretty serious and depressing. But what's important to you is that you do find a game that you want to play. I hope it would be 14, because 14's a game that means the fucking world to me. But at the same time, I'm gonna be 100. Guild Wars 2 was more of a fun game to play, like physically playing in the, not physically, like playing the game itself. I would say that's more fun. But I don't care about the world of Guild Wars 2 as much as I do 14. 14's fucking changed my life in lots of different ways that I'm about to become the person I was just talking about if I don't shut the fuck up. So I'm gonna shut up. But find what you like in games. Find what you're find out what, let me try this again. Find what you like in games, and find games that give you that. If you like Vampire Survivors because you like seeing number go up, more power to you. Super Mario 64, A Hat in Time, awesome. Valorant, Overwatch 2, get a hobby. But the important thing is that you find what you like and you play what it is. Hopefully it is 14, as I said before, but you know, that's because I'm sentimental and shit. Oh no. But my name's Philip. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will catch you next time. So take care.